All right, let's just jump right in. Today's explainer is all about a massive financial crisis that is literally hiding in plain sight. In fact, it's probably sitting right out there in your driveway right now. We're unpacking the whole car market crisis and how a super routine life decision has completely morphed into a $4 million mistake for millions of people. Let's make absolutely sure you aren't one of them. $700. Just let that sink in for a second, right? Because this is our anchor number for today. According to the very latest data, the average monthly car payment has officially crossed this mark. And look, we're not talking about luxury sports cars or massive high-end SUVs here. We're talking about the average payment for the average consumer. It's wild. This number has just quietly crept up and totally normalized itself in our culture. But handing over $700 every single month for a depreciating piece of metal, the financial implications there are absolutely staggering. So that brings us to, honestly, the most important question you could probably ask yourself today. Is your car bankrupting you? Like, seriously, think about your own monthly budget right now. You've got the stress of inflation, grocery bills going through the roof, your personal savings goals, and then look at the giant chunk of your income going straight to a car payment. When we look at the macroeconomic data, the numbers tell a pretty terrifying story. But it is so absolutely crucial to connect that big picture data right back to your own checking account. The data we're looking at here makes a really bold, completely undeniable claim. Your vehicle choice, it's the number one obstacle to your first million. The current car market isn't just, an inconvenience anymore. The data actually shows it is actively destroying the American middle class. And there's this bitter irony to the whole thing, right? People are working tirelessly, sacrificing their time, spending huge amounts of hard-earned cash just to go sit in rush hour traffic. We're literally financing a depreciating asset just to get to the job that pays for the asset. It has basically become the ultimate wealth destroyer in the modern American budget. Okay, let's dive into this step-by-step framework and look at the actual solution. I don't want to just give you the bad news and run. We're going to transform this data into a step-by-step survival guide to completely protect your financial future. And the whole shebang revolves around mastering one strict mathematical framework. It's called the 23-8 rule. If your goal is to secure your personal savings and actually build some real wealth, well, this rule is your non-negotiable blueprint. Let's break the 23-8 rule down into 3 strict steps for buying a car you can actually afford. Step 1 is the 20. You absolutely must put down a 20% down payment, period. If you can't afford the 20% down, actually scratch that. If you don't have it, you just can't afford the car. Step 2 is the 3. That stands for a 3-year maximum loan term. Dealerships absolutely love stretching these loans out to 72 or even 84 months just to hide the true cost of the car inside a tinier monthly payment. Don't fall for it. 3 years max. And finally, step 3 is the 8. Your total car payment has to be a maximum of 8% of your gross income. You follow these 3 steps and you essentially bulletproof yourself from the car market crisis. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. In a healthy, wealth-building budget, a car payment should just be a tiny sliver, no more than that 8% we just talked about. That leaves a massive 92% of your income for, living expenses, housing, and most importantly, your personal savings and investments. The second your car payment swells past that 8% mark, it starts aggressively eating into the 92% that's supposed to be funding your actual life and your future. But wow, when you compare what people are actually buying on the lot right now versus what they can genuinely afford, according to the strict math of the 23-8 rule, the disparity is just breathtaking. Dealerships, they sell based on emotion, right? Emotion and monthly payment manipulation. The math, however, is totally unemotional. It doesn't care. As a result, millions of Americans are driving around in vehicles that the math says they literally have zero business financing. Now, let's shift the focus a bit. I want to take you out of that immediate month-to-month stress and zoom out to the macroeconomic view of your entire life, because this right here is the ultimate payoff. By strictly applying the 23-8 rule and managing your car expenses, you're unlocking a $4 million opportunity that's just been hiding in plain sight. And guys, this isn't some crazy lottery ticket. It is a mathematical certainty based entirely on redirecting your capital. So how exactly do we get to $4 million? Well, we really have to wrap our heads around this concept, opportunity cost. Basically, it's the potential wealth you lose by directing money into a depreciating asset like, say, a car instead of into investments. So the absolute key takeaway here is that a $700 car payment isn't just a bill that magically leaves your checking account every 30 days. No, it represents stolen future wealth. Every single dollar you put into a depreciating piece of metal is a dollar you've explicitly robbed of its ability to multiply for you. Let's move to and see how this builds across an entire lifetime of personal savings. Say you start at age 25. Instead of signing a lease or, getting trapped in a 72-month loan for $700 a month, you start investing that exact same amount. Well, by age 45, the magic of compound growth has drastically accelerated. The money is literally making money all by itself. And then by age 65, you've reached this phenomenal level of retirement wealth. And you did it simply by treating your transportation practically instead of luxuriously.
I mean, the math is just undeniable here. You start at zero at age 25. But with the discipline of steady, monthly $700 contributions, money you've rescued from the dealership, the growth becomes exponential. Based on historical market data, taking that $700 a month and investing it from age 25 to age 65, it results in over $4 million. That's enough to completely change your family's future. It is hands down the truest demonstration of personal savings you're ever going to see.
$4 million. That is the literal price tag of financing an average car at $700 a month over your working life. So when you're driving off the lot in a brand new vehicle that you financed for $700 a month, you really aren't just paying the sticker price. No way. You are voluntarily handing over $4 million of your own future wealth. Which leaves us with this final, totally vital question to close out today's explainer. Is that new car smell really worth $4 million? Once you look at the 23/8 rule and you truly understand the massive opportunity cost of car financing, I promise it completely changes how you see everything on the road. The next time you're sitting in traffic, looking around at all those expensive cars around you, just remember the math. Choose your financial freedom over a depreciating asset. Secure those personal savings, and whatever you do, don't let your driveway bankrupt your future.